don't want to ask lawyers to testify. I'm poor, but I got $300. Help me find some lawyers to speak up.
I'm gonna just take a picture of it because I don't do paper well, but I like the information.
The thing is, that's actual, if you could get that to any lawyer and they would sign that and notarize it, I would give them $300 to lie on it, because lawyers know I'm smart enough that if they say it's lawful, I will take that and go to the state bar and file against them and then back to the state Supreme Court.
I like what you have right there. Justice for unborn right to life. Yeah.
And that,
Really good.
I got 3 things our nation does bad. It allows bribery from corporations to corrupt all our public officials.
Of course.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
You want to?
Just help me find a lawyer.
You and I, we've talked before.
Every lawyer should be able to say it's lawful if they're arresting all these people every day, right?
Yeah.
So my logic comes from the Lord. He says you love your neighbor. You don't have to like them,
Yeah.
but you have to love them and not let injustice. And like that, if you go to Salt Lake County elections, you'll know that I'm an official candidate for U.S. Representative District 4. So I know Ben McAdams. Got pictures of me and him holding justice for drug offenders from 2 years ago. And he knew what I was holding. And there's the bribery proof. Just like the drug law proof. And then unborn got a right to ask doctors a science question in court. And then I filed in federal court like a lawyer, the best. And it took Judge Waddup's 10 weeks to say, I'm not going to allow your motion, Mr. Peterson, because it's beyond the scope of this current hearing that's on hold.
What the heck?
I got doctors that swore they were going to give their testimony on this science.
Okay.
And then guess what they did?
Did not show up.
They got all, I'm talking about doctors that are representatives up on the Capitol, Ward and Barlow. And then 2 years ago, Senator Mike Kennedy, who almost beat Romney for the,
Yes.
I got pictures of him standing beside my big sign. And you listen to this and you tell me if you think any doctor in the world can withstand the logic of the Lord gave me to help. When is the beginning of life for all higher life forms? That's the question that challenges Roe v. Wade. It isn't conception, this is what it is. At the starting point of a fertilized egg having cell animation. That's the science for court. Choice number 2, at some later point in time, after fertilized egg cell animation is detected. You think any doctor's gonna say 2 under oath?
No.
And you know, with some, I file it over and over. I know the governor. He won't pose with me. But it got me and the U.S. Attorney, John Uber, after I filed in federal court, the bribery, the drug law, and the for the unborn. It's fear. It's instinctual fear.
Absolutely.
Who help me do this peacefully? Believe me, I would make you big signs. I'm poor, but I know Photoshop, and I'm a good photographer, and I'm dedicated to making us equal under law. I don't care. We ain't equal in richness and smartness, but if a law violates citizen equality, lawyers could have defended us.
Absolutely.
And they won't do it even when I stick it in their face. They're afraid.
Then there is
Now,
a
some
problem.
are flat out evil, but as soon as you hold these proofs, oh, I wish I had. But the bribery's there too. We can end it all. Because both parties, they're a bunch of cheaters. And if we end the bribery, oh, then they'll think about citizens, who they're representing. God's given us a chance.
To make it right.
I couldn't do it without his help.
Yeah,
I guarantee the drug cartels know what I'm doing, because I tried to file with El Chapo, and it wasn't going to get him off because he's done a bunch of murders, but he could have helped save 100 Mexican murders a day. Did he do it? Well, you know where he's going to end up.
Oh, yeah.
in hell.
Cast out wherever God is, whatever that is. We don't want no part of that. And my church and the Catholics know about that doctor survey for 4.5 years, and they won't excommunicate me. I'm LDS, but I'm hard on them because I have to be. And they just don't say nothing. They act like, oh, I don't understand it. Pretty easy to understand, isn't it?
It is.
I love you all.
Yeah.
Go to Johnny Ricola on Twitter,
Yeah.
and you'll know that all these important people will pose with me holding the documents that's going to end up sending them to prison, I hope we're merciful.
Oh.
I hope we just make them do public service for 10 years. But they need to do something, because I keep good records.
Yeah.
And if you swear to uphold the Constitution, someone
Then you
shows
can-
you
yeah.
bribery and you can stop it.
Yeah.
Shows a drug monopoly that puts 2 million citizens in jail for not having a prescription. When you got the proof, and like I said, they give me free tables up at University of Utah for the last 3.5 years. If I tell you something, I got pictures of me up there with the tables laid out for bribery one day, drug law. And when I do the unborn,
I've seen you at court with the signs and everything.
hey, there ain't no lawyer can withstand this if you help me do this peacefully. And Reverend Davis, who I love, if you happen to know, we're Calvary Baptist, 3.5 years ago, he held up the one picture of the premium I'm filing with 600
No, but you know,
and
I got
said,
these
if
papers
you want to
on.
help Mr. Peterson defend the unborn, you can get the papers out in the foyer. So he was trying, but he ain't going to say, you got to do this because it's right. I wish he had, because that battle be done. But that's so close. Just got to have courage to be peaceful. And I know if Dr. King would put his arm around me and say, thank you, Jonathan, I'll take it from here. And I'd say,
Oh, Pastor
hallelujah.
Davis?
But there ain't no Dr. King around. So we have to do it
We all
without
have
Dr.
to be
King.
Dr. King, yep.
You're going to help me do this peacefully?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, because let me tell you, if you start calling those numbers, the U.S. Attorney, the Attorney General, the Governor, and say about the unborn or the drug law or the bribery, and then the news media, they all know me, and they won't film me when I'm up at the Capitol, and I got stamped, notarized in federal court or state court.
So District 4.
They're afraid.
4th District.
But it's not rational.
No.
It's instinctual fear. And when I'm talking to Muslims and Christians, I can say the S word, Satan. When I'm dealing with court and with atheists and all them, then I use the instinct mechanism. And when you put those two together, that's the future where we know what we're messing with. And with faith, we can do this. I have no doubt. We're getting humbled right now. There's a whole bunch of people that say they love God. They could have fixed this nation so we share equality. And they ain't doing it. And that's a bunch of Christian religion too. We're going to help them? And then you're going to contact me on Twitter and, oh, sister, we can do this.
Yes.
But they're
Yes,
all
we
cowards
can.
up there. But if you help me do this peacefully, all they're going to do is fold and do us right.
Absolutely.
Ain't nothing bad going to happen to you for helping me peacefully demand our rights. Because if you go to Twitter, Johnny Ricola, you're going to see pictures of me with my big sign from the Supreme Court walking with Black Lives Matter all these different times, and then they don't want to help me free 500,000 black brothers and sisters from prison. Now, if they did other crimes, they're going to have to stay in jail. But most of them are in there for not having a prescription, possession or sale.
Exactly.
It ain't nobody's right to put you in jail for not having a
The
prescription.
judge put you in jail for a sale that was a deal between two people.
Hey, let me tell you, any lawyer, you get 5 lawyers, 10 lawyers, and me and you, a bunch of people, I will shame them and show their logs is crap.
Yeah.
Because marijuana, they've been selling Marinol since 1985 by pharmacies. And it says synthetic marijuana, pure THC. So how can it be Schedule 1? And I don't want anybody using meth or whatever.
What is that called? Marinol?
That's synthetic pot. And it's $12 a pill. So, I mean, regular people can't afford that.
You can get a bag of weed like this for $10.
And it's better
It's
than
even
any
better,
Marinol ever dreamed about.
No.
And fact is, pot's a safer drug. And I serve the Lord, and I know it's a safer drug than alcohol. People on alcohol, they don't know what they're doing. They don't even think they're high. And that's when they really mess up and hurt people and their family. But using a drug of any kind for an adult is a right until you break the law. We encourage them to quit if they're doing detrimental. But filling prisons with folks, oh, it's so evil. God bless you. You know it.
Amen, you too.
Thank you.
He bless you too. Sleep
Thank
well,
you.
Jeff.
Well, you give me some hope.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm going to see all y'all on Johnny Ricola on Twitter, right?
Yes.
And then you make a comment, say, how come you aren't doing your duty? The Utah Senate follows me on Twitter for like 3-4 years. Because I'm up there during, I mean, I got lots of pictures of me up there with the different battles. And at the University of Utah, they give me free tables. They let me collect signatures of students and their ID, and then they still, at Quinny Law, they won't share it with law students or give their opinion.
Can't do that. That's
They're
not
afraid.
business.
Yeah, they certainly can, but they,
I'll
if I had
They
do it,
choose
sir.
not
I need
to.
it first.
actually fear the power God gave instinct to operate or survival logic. Because when I talk to psychiatrists in the chair of psychology, who I'm friends with, they don't disagree that I got it, but they don't want to share it with nobody themselves.
Yeah.
We all need to think like the smartest in areas that will help us be good to each other.
Yeah.
Sweet. Love
Thank
y'all.
you, brother.
Love
Love
you.
you too, brother.
Thank you.
Can you applause for him?
Great night.
Eric,
Lord will help us.
Eric,
Yeah.
Bitte naar boven.
Being brave.
Thank
Beter
you.
in mijn bok.
come here, Uncle.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Move it again.
So glad to meet y'all.
Eric.
Nice to meet you too.